Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mancillon. I thought I'd come and wish you a good day. I decided to. For we have many blockages within ourselves, and we don't realize that we have those blockages. But those blockages, sometimes the light wants to come through the blockages, but we resist. We hold on to those blockages, and so. It's about allowing the light to pass through. I have 99% of my work has been done, and this one last percent is where they're holding the process back. So I decided to be boldly go where no man has gone before. For some men, I've been through that, but to go beyond anything that you've ever been before in order to have the courage to pass through whatever needs to be passed through so the light can circulate through the blockages and open up the way. I'm going to discuss a few ideas that were communicated just here to anchor them from a friend, a spiritual friend, an extraterrestrial, an expert in first contact. I recommend you listen to his video. His name is Bashar. He's from a civilization and the Assassani. They're hybrid, they're halfway human, but they're very advanced, and yet we are their ancestors. They come from us in a part, and so they have this gratitude towards us because we've participated in the evolution of their culture, and so he's been communicating. He's preparing the first contact. He's a nonsense kind of guy. He's very funny. I was invited to see them when they moved from the upper fourth to fifth dimension. I saw that. The Spirit showed me that. And so some of his teachings, so he was reminding us that, I'm just going to bring up a few of his ideas, some ideas that were there. And so it means that we don't live in any dimension in particular, but we have all dimensions within ourselves. It's just on this facade, there is this external form that we live in, when actually there is all kinds of inner planes, inner dimensions. We have to know that we are worthy to be the mirror of all that is. For all that is would not be all that is if he wasn't, if he weren't us. I'm getting all kinds of phone calls here. I will respond to them. All that is would not be all that is if we did not exist. So God would be incomplete without us. So that means we're very, very important. For reality is just an expression of you, and there are countless other expressions of you, and there are actually an infinite aspect for the responsibility. Is this one encapsulation of that consciousnness? Yet there are an infinite number of us, of you, of me. We have to allow ourselves to be carried into this amazing dream, to leave the third dimension, to move into a higher dream. For life is dreaming you, dreaming us, and then we are dreaming life. And so it's an exchange between God and us all the time. There's this flow of energy, and so we want to be really well anchored within the earth, our feet really well anchored within the earth, and our consciousness towards the light, to become the bridge between heaven and earth. And to always be here and now, for there is nothing else. The past and the future can only be here and now. They will never be anywhere else than here and now. So it's about moving into more acceptance, to breathe in light, and to hold it, and expire, and blow out all the stress, all the tension, all the doubts, all the fear, and do it a few times. Breathing this light, and then when there is no more stress to breathe out, you breathe out this love, and you fill up the space and with your love into your whole space and your aura. So by flowing into these dreams, it's a dream where we feel connected to all that is, and to know thyself as a source energy beings. For that's all we are. Everything else is an illusion. It is a cover-up. It is a facade. It is a mask. For we are true divine being incarnated in human form. So that's the oracle of Delphi. Know thyself, nothing more. For Apollon, when he said this oracle, he knew what he was talking about, and so we have to be open to become each and every day the highest version of ourselves. It is very important to always seek out to be the highest version of ourselves, to operate through trust and faith. I'm going to pull 5 cards to see. So what happened essentially, we're going to leave the past is politics. It's leaving the mask behind, to leave all those things behind, all the pretense. There is no more need for pretense. For it here, it is somebody that's like wearing this beautiful mask, but inside there is this great deal of darkness that the mask is hiding. So we do not need the mask. Eventually, we'll drop the mask and we'll become ourselves. So it is better to be ourselves than to try to be something we are not, or that's someone someone else or whatever. The situation right now is love. It is here it's called friendliness. It's those two trees that are beloving each other. They're spending their whole life near each other, and they're loving each other very much. So it's about being friends to the world, loving the world, all the aspect of the world. For some people will tell you that there are some people that are so corrupted and so dark, they are unlovable. For it is, we want to love them from afar, but to love them, those who are corrupted and are in darkness and are really have this, they don't have goodwill towards the world around them, are the ones that need the most light and love. And so whenever you think of somebody dark, just rather than opposing and sending hatred for what they're doing, just send them love and light. It protects you from the darkness, and it allows them to perceive another possibility, so they may change and shift back to something that is more real. And what we're coming to is a moment to moment. It's somebody that's crossing the sky, one moment at the time, one breath at the time. The situation we are now is sharing. It is about sharing. It is about whatever we have, we can share. And it's about receiving, giving and receiving, to have a balanced energy. And the time that we'll be coming will be alone. It's about walking alone, but also we're going to find partners and mates and friends and associates and all kinds of things. But we still need to be enlightened, a light unto ourselves. We still need to enlighten our way. We need to enlighten the path of others. We need to open the doors for others. And so this is really to be true to ourselves in many sense. I also wanted to bring about this idea of so it's another concept that Bashar was talking about. For them, I say it's pretty common sense. Though it's what is abundance? What is the nature of abundance? It is the ability to do what we need when we need, not what we want when we want. Because sometimes we want things that we don't need, and therefore we end up in the wrong place. But when we need to do something and we can do it at the time we need to do it, we always end up at the right time in the right place. So the abundance is to know what we need, to be able to do what we need when we need it. And so he was talking about the 5 forms of abundance. For in this world, we consider only one form of abundance, which is essentially money. It's like a common agreement that those pieces of paper are the instrument of trade. And so we need money. We need money in this world, but it's not the only thing we need in order to have the perfect abundance. For there is also the other forms of abundance, which one is trade. On the galactic level, they don't have money, but they're trading all the time. They're managing to trade and trade and trade. And so we want to use money. We want to use trade. We can also use gift. We can give something, or we can receive a gift. So gifts are part of the process. There is no need for exchange when it's the gift. The third one is synchronicity, when there is like the crossroad, the opportunities, when there is an opportunity that is given at any crossroad, any encounter, any meeting. And the final one is imagination or inspiration, like the brilliant idea, the creativity. So all of that mixed up to have true abundance, we need imagination, we need creativity, we need synchronicity, we need to receive and give, we need to give and receive, we need to trade, we need also money for everything else. So it is part of the process. One of his teachings also is to always act on your highest passion, your highest love, your highest creativity. Whatever turns you on the most is what you have to focus first, and then follow it up as far as you can. And then you reach a point where you cannot no longer follow it. At which point it is very important to know that to let go unconditionally of outcome, to stay positive no matter what the outcome, even because sometimes we act with an expectation and we're disappointed because our action doesn't bring. So it's about staying positive, following our passion all the way to the end, and letting go of all expectation. And then if we get what we want, we can receive it. But if we otherwise, we find something else that we can ignite true passion within us, and then follow that. And eventually, the manifestation will happen. And sometimes expectation creates resistance in receiving. And so another idea that he was talking about was about the principles of manifestation. For sometimes we have this power to manifest, but sometimes we have those blockages, like I was talking about. So he was talking about the different steps. The first step is to have a clear vision of what we want, to have a clear vision of that which that it's not the means by which to achieve it. To let go of the means by which to achieve it. It's about It's about having the final product, the final, something my master guide also told me, it's always better to envision the experience that you seek to have rather than having to envision the money that you need to get there. It's a lot easier because you can get the experience maybe through money, but somebody can provide this experience for you as well with bypassing the idea of money. So having a vision and then having the desire, having a profound desire, and to have the belief that you deserve it and you can achieve it. Because if you have a desire and you don't believe you can achieve it, it will be very unlikely that you can receive it. Or if you believe you don't deserve it, you will feel like, no, I'll wait for that, I'm not worthy enough. And so believe you deserve what you've been asking for, and then you have to be in acceptance that it is really something that is good for you. And then then it is the attention, the intention, the focused. You have to be able to focus on what it is you want without being frustrated if it doesn't manifest all at once. And then we need to act as if we already had it, which is not easy sometimes, to act as if we already had it, to put ourselves in the position that there is a match frequency with what we've been asking for. And so we have to have this detachment. In the same time, it is subtle, it is maybe even paradoxal to allow those things to happen. And so, like I was talking about this meditation I was doing with Archangel Michael. We go into the inner planes, in our inner sanctuary, in the inner heart, and then we go into this room named 333. We open the door, and in this room there is huge circle with billions, trillions of beings that are seated around this great dome, this great sphere. And so we realize the sphere is the earth, and so there is all the angelics, all the guides, all the higher spirits, and all the higher self of all living beings on the earth. So we locate, our angels take us by the hand, we locate our higher self, and we merge in with our higher self, and then God asks us all to send this love to the earth from there. And so we can see the earth, our love moving through the earth that is at the center of this great circle, and then we move into our universal self and feel the love coming from the whole unity of that consciousness. And then the spirit say, well, the angel, then we are asked to come back to your body. I didn't want to leave. I say, no, I'm sticking with my higher self. I'm going to stay there. I don't want to leave my higher self. But I had to go back, but then you bring a little bit of that energy, you commune, you accept your higher self as your true self, and so the earth has been blessed by this all energy that the Creator commanded upon the world. So it is this passion, love, and creativity is the language of the higher mind. It is we want to follow that, to understand that the deep desire comes from the soul. And so also discovering the beliefs that are misaligned with ourselves is also part of the passion. Because once we discover something that is not part of us, we can turn it off and we become free, we become lighter. And so it is like dropping those baggages that are no longer ours. It's like we've been carrying those baggages because of society, of culture, or education, or whatever. And those eventually we need to drop it off. And so that's like Apollon said, know thyself, nothing more. And for all that is more is too much. So we are source energy being, nothing more. There is nothing else. Everything else is just an experience process. We're clearing up. So just be as light as possible, and allow yourself, whenever there is a blockage or a difficulty or something difficult, just breathe through it and allow the light to transmute it rather than avoid it. It's far better. It is difficult, it is challenging, and so but we only teach what we seek to experience, what we seek to learn, and then some of our students not always follow the same way. It's part of the process, yet we do our best to be sincere, to offer the highest light that is available to us at any given time. And so I'm going to sing a song and pull one more card. It's an old folkloric song, gospel song. It goes like this. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vantage where the grapes of rest are stored. He has lost the faithful lighting of his terrible sweet sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah, His truth is marching on. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with a glory in His bosom that transfigures you and me. As He died to make man holy, let us live to make man free, as truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. So regardless of what my situation is, could appear to be very stressful. I'm stressing out myself, but I keep feeling that this great opening that is right before me. So I have to break free of certain of my limitation. And the card of the day is the decision, the Archangel Jophiel. She's letting free all those birds. She's really letting them free. Free yourself from anything that prevents you from moving forward, needing to purify yourself. Unjustified worry induced by the lack of trust in yourself. So trust in yourself and go forward as much as possible, for the universe will make note of our every step we make. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Namaste.